Goldie Hawn was born Goldie Jean Hawn on November 21, 1945, in Washington, D.C., into a supportive, creatively inclined middle-class family that nurtured her individuality from an early age. Her father was a musician and band leader, while her mother ran a jewelry business, and together they encouraged artistic curiosity and self-expression. As a child, Goldie gravitated naturally toward dance, music, and performance, developing a lively presence that drew people to her effortlessly. Even then, she possessed an instinctive sense of rhythm and humor that would later become central to her screen persona. She studied ballet seriously and worked as a professional dancer before acting ever entered the picture. Those formative years shaped her discipline as well as her joyful approach to life. Long before fame arrived, Goldie had already learned how movement, timing, and emotion could communicate warmth, optimism, and connection, qualities that would define her career for decades to come. Breaking through with Laugh-In and instant stardom, Goldie Hawn's breakthrough came in the late 1960s when she joined the cast of Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, a groundbreaking sketch comedy series that redefined television humor. Her wide-eyed charm, expressive face, and fearless comedic instincts quickly made her a standout. Unlike traditional performers of the era, Goldie leaned into playful vulnerability, blending innocence with sharp wit in a way that felt both fresh and relatable. Audiences responded instantly, and her popularity soared almost overnight. Laugh-In allowed her the freedom to experiment, improvise, and develop her own comedic voice without rigid expectations. This environment suited her perfectly, giving her confidence and visibility at a crucial moment in her life. More importantly, the show introduced her as a performer who could command attention without force, relying instead on authenticity and emotional openness. It was the ideal launching pad for a film career that would soon expand far beyond television comedy. Transitioning from television to film stardom. Moving from television to film is rarely effortless, but Goldie Hawn navigated the transition with remarkable adaptability. Early in her film career, she faced the pressure of proving she was more than a television personality. Her breakout film performance in Cactus Flower earned her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, firmly establishing her credibility in Hollywood. What set Goldie apart was her ability to balance humor with emotional depth, never sacrificing sincerity for laughs. Over time, she became known for roles that celebrated independence, intelligence, and resilience, particularly in comedies led by strong female characters. Films such as Private Benjamin, Overboard, and The First Wives Club showcased her range and reinforced her box office appeal. Rather than being typecast, Goldie consistently evolved, choosing roles that reflected personal growth and changing perspectives. Her success was built not just on charm, but on instinct, courage, and a deep understanding of human emotion. Career setbacks and a quiet step away. Even the most successful careers encounter moments of uncertainty, and for Goldie Hawn, the early 2000s brought unexpected challenges. A series of films failed to connect with audiences, creating a noticeable shift in how Hollywood perceived her commercial viability. Rather than chasing relevance or forcing reinvention, Goldie chose something rare in the industry. She stepped back. Her final film appearance for many years, The Banger Sisters, marked a gentle pause rather than an abrupt ending. During this time, she focused on personal fulfillment, family, and inner well-being. To fans, her absence was deeply felt, but it reflected a conscious decision to prioritize balance over constant visibility. Goldie never framed this period as a loss. Instead, it became a recalibration. In an industry defined by momentum, her willingness to slow down demonstrated self-awareness and confidence, qualities that often matter more than continuous applause. a triumphant and joyful return to the screen. In 2017, Goldie Hawn returned to the big screen in the action comedy Snatched, reminding audiences of her effortless comedic brilliance. Starring opposite Amy Schumer, she embraced the role of an overprotective mother with self-aware humor and impeccable timing. The performance felt natural rather than nostalgic, proving that her instincts had never faded. Her return was celebrated not simply because she was back, but because she returned on her own terms. There was no attempt to reclaim the past, only a joyful continuation of it. The film allowed Goldie to connect with a new generation while reaffirming her place in Hollywood history. Her comeback underscored a powerful truth. Longevity in entertainment isn't about constant visibility, but about authenticity and timing. Goldie's reappearance felt less like a revival and more like a reunion, warm, familiar, and deeply appreciated. Love, family, and personal growth through relationships. Goldie Hawn's personal life has unfolded with the same honesty and evolution that define her career. Her early marriages and relationships reflected a period of exploration and self-discovery, shaped by youth, ambition, and the pressures of fame. Her marriage to musician Bill Hudson brought 2 children, Oliver and Kate Hudson, both of whom would grow up to build successful acting careers of their own. Despite the eventual end of that marriage, Goldie remained deeply committed to family and emotional growth. Over time, she learned to value stability, trust, and mutual respect above traditional expectations. Her long-term partnership with Kurt Russell, which began in the early 1980s, became one of Hollywood's most enduring love stories. Their relationship, built on friendship and independence, demonstrated that lasting connection doesn't require convention, only commitment, humor, and shared values. Professional tension with a veteran co-star. Early in her film career, Goldie Hawn experienced professional tension with a seasoned co-star during her first movie role. At the time, she was young, inexperienced, and transitioning from television into a demanding film environment. Her co-star, a respected veteran of the industry, carried himself with strict discipline and high expectations. While his approach was rooted in professionalism, it felt intimidating to a newcomer still finding her footing. Goldie later reflected that the experience challenged her confidence and pushed her beyond her comfort zone. What once felt overwhelming eventually became instructive. With time and perspective, she acknowledged that the pressure forced her to grow stronger, more self-assured, and more resilient. Rather than framing the experience as personal animosity, she came to see it as a difficult but formative chapter, one that taught her how to stand her ground in an industry where confidence is as essential as talent. Lessons learned and artistic maturity. As Goldie Hawn matured, she gained clarity about how early challenges shaped her success. The discomfort she felt on that early film set became a catalyst rather than a setback. It taught her how to navigate power dynamics, advocate for herself, and trust her instincts. These lessons carried forward into every stage of her career, allowing her to remain grounded even at the height of fame. Goldie often spoke openly about fear, self-doubt, and growth, offering a refreshingly honest view of Hollywood life. She understood that artistic development rarely comes from ease alone. It often emerges through friction and vulnerability. By reframing early struggles as learning experiences, she transformed them into strengths. This mindset not only influenced her performances, but also shaped her leadership and mentorship later in life. Goldie's journey reflects the idea that resilience is not about avoiding difficulty, but about learning how to move through it with grace, philanthropy, mindfulness, and lasting legacy. Beyond film, Goldie Hawn has devoted herself to making a meaningful impact through philanthropy and education. In 2003, she founded the Hawn Foundation, focusing on children's emotional well-being, mindfulness, and social-emotional learning. The Foundation's programs help young people develop resilience, empathy, and self-awareness, skills she believes are essential for lifelong success. This work reflects a deeply personal mission shaped by her own experiences with stress, self-reflection, and growth. Goldie's legacy extends far beyond awards and box office numbers. She represents optimism rooted in wisdom, joy balanced by introspection, and success guided by compassion. Her story is not simply one of stardom, but of evolution, an artist who embraced change, learned from challenge, and chose purpose alongside achievement. In doing so, Goldie Hawn became not just a beloved actress, but a lasting symbol of emotional intelligence and grace.